young, dumb, and thriving.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Young, Dumb, and Thriving. Today you are here with Charmaine and Christopher. So go ahead, Christopher, and tell us what you do.
So I just got out the Marine Corps about a month ago, actually. So I've been personal training online and physical here in San Diego, California. So I meet up with clients one-on-one. I'm starting on group sessions and the Zoom calls, the whole nine for the online personal training.
That's awesome. So go ahead and give us a little background about yourself.
Well, I've been in the Marine Corps for 8 years, and I was ordnance by trade.
Okay.
I absolutely don't like the job at all. So I was always passionate about training people. So even at work, we build bombs, and my main concern is, wow, I can really fix that guy. His back hurts? I can fix that through some type of physical training. So after work, I'd meet up with different people, ask them to let me train them for free, and just start learning more and more. And over the years, you know, it's just, you actually got to start getting paid for your time, and I just kind of noticed that. So I started doing package deals, training my friends, they were paying me, and now that I'm out, I can just put all my time towards it.
Where were you raised and born?
I was raised in North Carolina.
Okay.
I was born overseas. My father was Air Force in
Okay.
England. So I've traveled all around thanks to him. So now I want to stay here and then travel once I open up my own gym here.
That's awesome. So do you feel like being in the military prepared you to be a personal trainer?
Absolutely. So there's like a fine line between civilian trainers and then, you know, Marine Corps.
Yeah.
Like I'm not out here screaming, do 5 burpees.
Right.
But I have a fine line between making you do the 5 burpees and having that leadership trait to make you want to do it versus me just yelling at you. So.
And I actually love how you brought that up. Because you can't force somebody to do something, but you do have to be that motivator for them. 100%. So to somebody who is trying to be a personal trainer, how would you give them advice to motivate somebody?
I would definitely say walk it like you talk it, but at the same time be able to talk it.
Got it.
You got to have the knowledge behind it, but the textbook isn't everything. Everybody is different. So when you're going into some type of person that has some type of ankle injury, they can't do the burpee the same way. So what do we do to alternate, to change it up?
Yeah.
Right. So if it's one-legged burpee, or we're not doing burpees, you can't make the same people do the same thing. And that's the biggest thing that I've learned, having that empathy and actually taking the time to be with each individual person because each person is valuable. So we can't do cookie cutter programs for somebody that has back injuries because you know, they have to be treated differently. So that's what kind of made me successful so far.
That's good. So do you train men and women?
I do, mainly women.
Okay, so what is the difference? Is there a difference?
There is a difference. So a lot of women just, I want a small waist, a big butt, I want a tone.
That's me! Yep. I'm that one.
That's what they say all day. The approach is just slightly different. I got to convince women that you got to actually train up her body.
Yeah.
It's weird. A lot of people don't believe unless you're in the Marine Corps, but civilian women, I don't bench press. I don't do any of that.
I don't lift. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't want to be big and bulky like it happens overnight. Just the approach is different. They have different, I'm kind of going more toward the mental aspect of it.
Yeah.
Females will actually train lower body a lot more than males, but you have to do it a particular way to make sure that they can get all the aspects of training, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like dudes just want to bench press 315.
Right.
They don't care about anything else. I want to bench. They don't want to squat. They don't want to do none of that. But females, they want the booty, so they want to do the kickbacks and lunges. So how do we program that so they actually want to do it? So it's different.
Yeah, that's awesome because I just want the audience to know that there is a difference.
There's a difference.
Because not everybody has the same mentality. You're not going to deal with the same person over and over, and especially if you want to expand your business, you have to know how to deal with different personality traits. 100%. So what do you think, if you could define your business in 3 words, like the most important attributes of you as a personal trainer, what do you think those 3 words would be? It's a hard one.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Empathetic, individualized, so individual, and I would say almost not particular, but more personalized. You can say that. So all those words kind of revolve around me looking at that person and how I evaluate the person moving forward. What separates me from other people is my knowledge base, but at the same time, it's how I approach to train you.
Yeah.
I want to keep you involved. I want to make sure that you're just staying in. My goal isn't to make you leave sweating every time.
Right.
We want optimal health. So about 3 months with me, I want to make sure that you're healthy and you won't need me. You don't need a trainer anymore.
Yeah.
So that's kind of I would say that sums up.
So why did you start with empathetic?
I see too many. Here's a program. Do this.
Yeah.
Walk away. Too many of that. What we got to do first is get a good baseline. How healthy are you? Do you actually want to train? What's your motivation levels on a scale of 1 to 10? If it's a 4, I need to pay more attention to you. If it's a 10, okay, let's see if it's really a 10. And then if it is a 10, okay, I can kind of guide you a little bit less than I would somebody who doesn't really care about it.
Yeah.
So.
I love how you're breaking it down like that.
Absolutely.
Because like you said, first of all, I just want to say this. Everybody thinks I'm like a workout queen because like I got abs and stuff. No, let me tell you, that's fake. That's genetic for me, okay? I do not do abs. I'm like what he explained earlier. I don't want to do bench press because I don't want the buff arms. I'm already broad right here. I'm good on that part. So literally, I'm like, I had a trainer one time and he just gave me a program and was like, okay, you're good. You got it. I ain't never been in a gym before. Just because I look like this don't mean I've been there. So he didn't explain nothing. And I'm like, dang, well, maybe it's because he's a man and he automatically expects me to do it. But you explaining it shows me that, nah, that was just him.
Right. And
it's good that you realize, no, you have to know know who the person is, like who you're dealing with. And then I love how you brought up a scale, knowing their motivational scale. So is it like you give them a paper or something to fill out, or you just tell them ask them?
All tell. It's all completely comfortable. Like you don't even know you're going through the process.
Got it.
Right?
Okay.
You look super fit to me, so I'm not even gonna make you fill out any paper. I'm just asking you simple questions like, okay, when's the last time you did this?
Yeah.
When's the last time you did that? And you're like, shoot, it was like months ago.
I'm just thinking like,
yeah, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, cool. Then I'll put you through a little workout. You're like, oh, this is easy. Okay, you're getting it down, but that's actually a test.
Yeah.
So now the next week, we'll get a baseline. We got our baseline, and then we can kind of progress forward.
That's awesome. I no, for real. Like, shoot, you want to be my trainer? Because I'm like, duh, like that sounds dope because you're really taking your time with your clients. I want to ask more questions about how you prioritize your life. So you did mention that you were in the Marines and you were, personal training your friends and starting there, and then you seen that they were paying you, and then you do have children on top of that. So for those who are like single fathers going through life right now, not saying like you're not in a relationship or nothing, but I mean like not married, not with somebody, supporting them all the time, what advice would you give them? Like how to...
Well, I'm super blessed. My mother's children take very good care of them, so I'm able to kind of schedule my time with them. So I can kind of come in, leave as I see fit, and I can schedule my time around that.
That's amazing.
But I think the biggest part is time is man-made, So a lot of people complain about, well, I got this going on, I got to work. There was a point I was sleeping like 3 hours because I'm doing online programs. I didn't know it was going to get to the point where so many people wanted to buy the programs, and I gotta put them in individually. I got to make sure that they're good. So I would get off of work from the Marine Corps and had to go right into work. At the time, I was working at a F-45 gym, like a group training gym. Worked there for 3 hours because I got to pay child support.
Right.
And then I got my online business I wanted to launch, and this is 3 years ago.
Wow.
Right. So I'm doing all these things, and I don't notice that I'm missing sleep. And then I got my daughter's mother telling me like, you need to spend more time with your daughter. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. So I'm trying to figure out how to prioritize that. And now, not being in the Marine Corps, I have a lot more time to, okay, I want to go have breakfast with my daughter. Then I want to have individual sessions with the client. On my way to having that session with the client from leaving my daughter, I'm preparing the next guy's online training session.
Wow.
So by the end of the day, it's already midnight, and I've already put in all these hours, and I'm like, I still don't feel like I put in enough time.
Wow.
So in the meantime, I've launched the business, I'm spending time with my kid, I'm progressing, but it's never enough. It's never good enough.
Yeah.
So just forget time and just kind of just go at it 100%.
I love how you bring that up as far as like you don't realize that you're pushing yourself so hard, but you're pushing yourself.
Right.
Because a lot of people, how old are you?
26.
If you don't mind? 26 years old. 26, right? A lot of people in our generation, because I'm 25, in our generation, they don't do that.
Right.
They feel like, no, I need my sleep. No, I'm a rather, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm a rather work at, just say, McDonald's. There's nothing wrong with working at McDonald's if you work at McDonald's. I'm just saying people would rather just do the bare minimum because they're too scared, afraid, or lazy to pick up the pieces in their life and like, nah, I need to do something that I love 100%. And drive for. So I just love that drive comes out of you. So do you feel like the drive comes from how you were raised, or would that be from like just you growing up and having different situations in your life?
I believe it's kind of just growing up, going through the Marine Corps, seeing different aspects on life, having to learn from other people, different roommates, people that I work with, I'm not okay with not being at the point I want to be with in life. So what do we do? We're going to sit here and talk about it?
Right.
Or we're going to make it work? Right? You know what I'm saying? We got to kick it in gear, and everybody just wants to complain about it. I actually just got into a little argument with my mom because my mom's been a business owner for 7-8 years. She owns a pet grooming salon in North Carolina.
Wow.
And she was telling us how things are going, and she's like, I'm good. You good?
Yeah.
No, how are we going to move this business
to
open it up and
step.
get more? We're not okay with how you are now.
Yeah.
You're doing well, you're getting a lot of money, but we need to grow.
Yeah.
She's telling me no.
He's like, I'm gonna push my mom.
Yeah,
I got her.
I'm not going to work on my off day.
Yeah.
You can stop that. But it's a problem to me because she motivated me. You know, she got 2-3 jobs. We're not living good, just like any struggle story.
Yeah.
But I never seen that as a bad thing. I love the way I came up. Like lights turning off, not eating, thirsty all the time. You know what I'm saying? But now these things is what created me to give me that drive forward. I'm okay with being broke.
Right.
Right? Say my daughter needs something. All right, all the money I got it. I'm going to get that paper back in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
That's a grind we on. So now we're just stacking it until something like that happens.
Right. So basically, like, the reason you have your drive is because your heart is in it.
I would say
And like you said, you've experienced the lack of eating, sometimes lights turning off, seeing your mom work hard. That really can push a person,
right,
or it can break a person.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes people who come from that type of lifestyle, I know I came from that type of lifestyle, but it made me like him. I'm going to push myself because one, I don't want my kids to have to feel like, oh my God, mommy's working too much, she's not here for me. I want my kids to be able to get to a point that's like, dang, my mom is a bad ass. Like, she working, she taking care of us, she's still taking us on family trips. But then others, you know, it kind of breaks them mentally. It makes them feel like, well, since my mom had to do it and struggle like that, I'm going to struggle like that. Yeah. Or since I was, you know, raised in the hood, I'm always going to be in the hood. So what advice would you have for them?
It's just having a different perspective of life. Like, I understand you're from the hood, you got it, you're struggling, your parents are struggling. There is a way out. Yeah. Right? You can do anything. You can, there was this rich dude, he was saying, go on eBay, you can buy something for $3 and sell it for $4.
Yep.
Right?
Hustle.
Just get your money. Yeah. I've been broke to the points where I had like negative dollars in my account. How do I get that money back? Yeah. Okay, I can sell this, I can do this, I can go through Uber. We got all these access to money, Google ads, and nobody utilizes it. Are we learning to trade stocks, or are we just seeing everybody else do stocks, think it's cool, so just dump some money in and just watch the stock grow? No. Right. So my advice is just understanding that there is a way, find your way, educate yourself, and then write down that goal. And the biggest thing for me is there is no plan B. Right. It's only plan A. So if you give 100% to plan A, there's no need for plan B.
Yeah, you're literally hitting all the like major topics I was gonna ask you.
Oh yeah.
Literally, you said educate yourself. A lot of people, the reason why they have that fear in their mind to even start something new is because they have not educated themselves.
That's right.
But it's not necessarily, it's not your fault, because sometimes you're not taught that. But then it is your fault when you don't want to learn it on your own. You know, when you don't want to pick up the pieces for yourself and be like, let me educate myself in this area because this is what I want to do. Even though nobody taught me how to do it, I'm going to research myself and reach out and see how to do these things. There is no plan B. I cannot stand, oh my God, as a kid, I would tell my mom like, oh, I want to be a model. Okay, well, what's your backup plan? Because why?
Nope.
Why would there have to be a backup plan?
That's right.
Because like you said, if you're giving your all to plan A will work. Yep. It will. If you give your all to it, no matter if you fail in it multiple times, you keep on trying, you're eventually going to get there. That's you know? And I just can't stand when people tell kids like, okay, but what's your backup plan? Like, especially when kids want to become football players. Yeah. Well, do you have a backup plan? Well, why? Yeah, why? That's the mindset I'm going to teach my kids. So anyways, we're going to go to the next segment of this show. Christopher's game is he's going to have to make the balls into buckets, okay? But easy. There's different size. He just said, you said easy? Easy? Okay, he just said easy right now. But there's different size buckets for each size ball, okay? So you're going to obviously start off with the big bucket.
Okay.
What balls do you think you're going to start off with?
The bigger balls.
No, the small ones.
Okay.
Okay, he said even better. I got this. All right, so for his game, like I said earlier, he's going to have to take the... Oh, no, those are not the small balls.
Oh.
No, these are the medium ones. So he's going to have to take all the small balls, and throw it into this bucket. Obviously, we see that this bucket is pretty big, and like he said, as soon as we started, he said, oh, this is easy. Easy. So he got this, right? So we're gonna put this bucket right here. And what does this say? This is funny.
Too easy. What?
It says too easy.
When you write that?
I wrote this way before the interview.
Oh, okay.
I'm telling you, we on the same page, you know? So basically, for each level, it's going to say a phrase. And he's just going to say it out loud for you guys. And this is going to incorporate in who he is as an individual and his life. So go ahead and begin.
I say it every time I shoot, or
Nah, you just make it in.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. He got basically all of them. Okay. Here we go. Next round.
Yeah, a little far, ain't you?
Ha. Yes. So, gonna get those balls right there. That's the medium one. Now, if you guys can see how big this is, it's not big at all.
Into that basket?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, now you have to read this out loud.
Game changer.
Game changer. All right. And now just make the balls into the bucket. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, okay, he made that. That was a count. Okay. All right. Game changer.
That was a game changer.
That was a game changer, right?
All right. Kind of see what you're doing.
Okay. You do?
Yep.
All right. I'm glad you're getting it. So here's the next. Here's the next bucket. Okay. It's not a bucket. It's where you put probably guacamole, carrots, or something up in here. We're gonna leave this right here. Oh my God. Okay. So Christopher, what's this say?
Take a risk.
Take a risk. So now listen to my directions.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead and put the balls in the bucket. That made it. I'll give that one to you.
Okay.
I'll give that one to you. Go ahead. That made it. That was.
Oh, I got one more.
And yeah, you do. And that's funny because this is the world. Okay, go ahead. Okay. All right, guys. So that was the end of game time. Now it's time for him to see if he could relate the game to life. Go ahead. Give it your best shot.
Well, the easy shots were easy to take, so I took them in confidence. Kind of making it a little difficult. The game changer, I was a little afraid to take those shots. Still took them, and I missed, right? But I got a couple. And then the small bucket with the big balls, I kind of feel like it was just take the big risk and just see the outcome.
Yeah.
I felt like I got a couple, and I missed a couple, but I still got the ones that I was shooting for.
Right.
So I got, 2 out of 4?
Yeah, 2 out of 4.
I would take 50% to 0%.
Right.
So I would rather take those risks than not take them.
Right. So now I'm going to explain to you
Please.
my direction. So I honestly love the fact that he kept on shooting it. Because when I said, okay, listen to my directions, and all I said was get the ball into the bucket. So I felt like when it said game changer, that he was going to just walk up to it and drop it in. Because he could have did that. He could have walked up, dropped it in. Especially with the small one. I really did feel like you were just going to be like, oh, that's easy. 1, take that out. 2. Because then that will show you having a creative mind to things, a creative aspect. But then by you doing it how you did it, that shows you as an individual. Right. And that's why I was like, dang, I'm glad he's doing this. Because like you said, you took it as, okay, well, I'm going to still make this how I started.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get it. You know, and you got, like you said, I'd rather get 50% than 0. So to me, that shows, and to the audience, I'm pretty sure that shows that you're a go-getter, like you explained earlier, and you're going to keep at it, regardless of if you think you can do it or not.
That's right, and I feel like the position of life is kind of the same thing. So like what we were talking about earlier from the hood, that's that position back there. You still got to get it. Versus the kid that's up here, spoon-fed, he's getting it easy. Yeah. Are we still going to get it, or are we just going to complain that he's up here getting it?
Wow. For real, I'm like mind blown. That's dope that you compared that. Wow, he compared the distance to being, not having it in life. Because there's been plenty of times where I had to correct myself real quick. Because I would be like, dang, like, especially in, like, walking in fashion shows. Right. Oh my God, I would always find myself being like, oh, they're only 18? What the heck? I'm 22 starting off. Like, oh my God, what if I trip? And then they're going to call me old. And I had to correct myself. Hold on.
Exactly.
First of all, they were put in this at probably like 5 years old. I had to start when I graduated because my mom didn't have money to take me places, to auditions and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm going to get it regardless.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? At any age, any time, any place, I'm not on nobody else's timeline but Charmaine Jacqueline Judkins.
I love that.
Okay? Yeah. So I'm just glad that you related that game to yourself, like to that situation and just to people in general. So what last piece of advice would you give someone?
Educating yourself is the biggest thing. I don't read too much, but I'm very big on people's experiences.
Yeah.
So I'll sit down and talk to the old heads. The old heads have
So much knowledge,
right?
Yes.
But you gotta find a fine line because it's 2020. A lot of them find, like my daughter uses her iPad and it's taught her so much. They have a problem with it, but it's also taught her how to count colors, all this other stuff. So you have to find a fine line between educating yourself for your job. I'm a personal trainer. Most trainers have 1 certification. I went out and got 7 because I wanted to set the difference between me and this other guy who is telling you to do stuff wrong just because you have a 6-pack.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What sets me apart? And education is the only thing that's going to do that.
Wow.
And your experience.
Wow.
So piece those together.
That's awesome. So can you explain a little bit, not obviously don't go into detail because we know it's a lot, but explain the route that you had to take to become a personal trainer. So you mentioned you had to get certs.
Yep. So the Marine Corps pays for it too.
Oh, okay.
I used TA to go through the International Sports Science Association.
ISSA?
Yep.
I did that.
And they pay for the whole thing.
Right.
They pay for you have a choice to pay for 1 cert or to pay for the 7.
Yeah.
Obviously pay for the 7. It's going to take longer. It took me 2.5 years. But
and the 1 cert is like 6 months?
Just 10 weeks.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
Yeah, knock that out. You got your cert. You can do whatever. But add on top of that so you can keep learning and people will come to you for that knowledge. And then I also use people as case studies. So you come to me, you got like an 8-pack and veins in your arms, right?
Yeah.
This is what worked for her. If I have somebody similar come to me, I'm going to utilize that baseline and kind of go forward and kind of learn what works for people and what don't. So
That's
education, experience.
So would you say that confidence goes into your profession? Because I know somebody who's watching is probably like, "Ooh, I want to be a personal trainer, but I don't think I have the confidence for that."
Yeah.
So would you say that is something that they should work on if they're trying to become a trainer?
100%. You need the confidence. You need the ability to speak and break things down. So I know all these big words for personal training.
Yeah.
You don't care about that.
Right.
I'm not going to tell you that, but I'm confidently going to speak my craft on it. So where you're like, man, this guy really knows what he's talking about. That helps. Your personal appearance helps. I'm not saying you got to be a bodybuilder to be a personal trainer, but if you got a little, a little chubby on you, and people are kind of questioning, why is this guy training there? So I've always I wanted to look the part, speak the part, walk the part, do everything like the personal trainer, so you can take pride in having me as your trainer.
Right. That's amazing. So just to let you guys know, all his information will be down below in the description box. Check him out, and if you guys are in the local San Diego area, go ahead and hit him up. What better trainer could you get? One that really like speaks as if like, no, I really want to be there for my client, and that's how you're speaking. So you can tell your heart is in it, not just like I'm trying to get this money. Just be here so I can get my money and you leave. Like you actually care about your craft, you care about the individuals. So I mean, there's no better trainer out there than one that's like that, you know. And I want to say thank you so much for being on the show, and thank you so much for tuning into another segment of Young, Dumb, and Thriving.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
If there is anyone out there who still doubts that America is a place where all things are possible, who still wonders if the dream of our founders is alive in our time, who still questions the power of our democracy, tonight is your answer.
You can shoot me with your words, you can cut me with your lies, you can kill me with your hatefulness, but just like life, I rise.